Hey, hey. Hi, AC. Hi, sweetheart. So good to see you, beauty. All right, so we need to get a little bit caught up, right? So yesterday was Monday, Members Day. We went live last night on both channels also, so that kind of soaked up all the time that I would normally have dedicated to doing zodiacs and keeping us on track with our today's topics and such. So today we're going to do two wrapped up in one. So we're going to do a message for October the 7th and October the 8th in this, along with little birthday messages. So I know we're already well into the 7th at the moment. But happy full moon, by the way. So the full moon, the super moon rose late last night, a few minutes before midnight Eastern time. So we're in the thick of it right now. So I wanted to leave up this backdrop just a little bit longer because also it's a fun one. So I'll at least keep it up today as well. Hi, everyone. Hi, everybody. Jenny from Scotland, Amani, Queen of Swords, Crystal Suzanne, Lane Change. So great to see you guys. Hi, Naomi. Awesome to see you. So, message for the 7th. The energy today is Ace of Wands, Eight of Swords. A little bit of contradiction because normally an Ace of Wands is, I always think of it as personal. We have possibly a divine feminine who is really feeling like, okay, things that I want are coming into my life. The tides of my life are bringing me things because I'm also willing to gravitate toward things. Meanwhile, we have, in this case, a masculine on this card who is not gravitating toward anything. In fact, they're feeling very stuck. They're inside a small, like we could say a mental prison. We could say this is somebody who does not feel the same sense of, like I go after my desires. Her mantra is like, I see, I want, I pursue. His mantra right now is, I cannot, create at the moment. So I'm not sure why we have such completely different energy, but we're gonna have to look at both of those. Tell me first about the Eight of Swords. Let's get out of this trapped energy if we possibly can. The Lovers, the King of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so he's feeling pretty blue on the 7th, and he could be a King of Swords. That's how we're gonna refer to him now. And it feels like he's come to this conclusion. She's off having new beginnings. She's with that Ace of Pentacles. Everything here says new beginnings, new beginnings. It says grand opening. I know it's too blurry to see up there at the top of the card. It's really tiny writing and it's like white writing on an orange background. But she's got, I don't know if he's been watching her, acknowledging something in her life has changed. He sees her really, really happy and he sees her having new beginnings. But it's like, but she was supposed to be with me. She's the lover I wanted to have. She's the one I wanted to grow old with. He may be at a different age bracket in his life as well, or this is just prematurely like aging him. In all of these cards, he seems to have like gray hair, and I'm wondering if the stress of it is like, that saying like, man, you're giving me gray hairs, the stress and the worry. But it's because he wanted a long-term future with her. But he sees her youthful and vibrant and having a new beginning. And it's like, but it was supposed to be with me. And now I don't know what to do about that. My guess is that she's having a new beginning without him is how this comes across. High Priestess. So this moon is hitting him like a ton of bricks. This is his subconscious. This is him intuitively picking up on like amazing vibrations from her. He's still very like attuned to her energy and her life. Now, my guess is that there's either he's just overwhelmed with a sensation, like maybe he's an empath, but how are you picking all this up? Why are you so certain that her life is starting over and it's all great and all good? We've got this King of Wands, so he loves her, plain and simple. Sometimes just heart space, can certainly feel someone else's energy, our heart space, the love that we have. I just heard Aries do a little snort. Sander Luke, thank you so much. You guys, Sander Luke just gifted 5 memberships. Jenny Wren, The Hardest, Desiree, Old Soul Chloe, Kelsey, Quinn, Mark. You guys are all now members, and that is courtesy of Sander Luke. You angel, thank you, honey. So that means you guys can now access the members videos. You'll see that there's a members playlist. Yesterday, I posted a members video, and you'll definitely want to check that out, even just for the intro in the very beginning. It is timestamped because that's where I describe everything that we do in the members corner, so you know and you don't miss out on stuff. But it's a particularly awesome month because we'll do almost 3 hours of just a members corner only storytelling later on this month, around the third week of this month. So just FYI, welcome. And Sandra Luke, thank you, honey. Do I have permission to do a little thank you for you on Monday? Sandra Luke, please let me know. And I'll put your name on the list and we'll do a little 3-card pull for you. With this energy of like, it's his heart space, and he's getting this like sense of awareness. I don't know if he feels her happy but distancing. I still can't help but think, is he like spying on her or something along those lines? I don't know how he seems so sure, but I don't think he's wrong. She does seem really happy. She does seem like thank you, Sandra Luke. Now just a second, guys. Let me add that in. Okay, so for her, we've got the 8 of Cups, but we also have the King of Wands. She is literally walking away from his energy during this full moon. We see how, wow, he is really spot on. Okay, sorry, guys. The only way I make sure that I take care of everything I said I would is if I make notes to myself. This is my little path of breadcrumbs that I follow on throughout the week as I get to Monday next week. Thank you again, Sandra Luke. That was so generous of you. This feels like he's spot on. The only thing is he's still upright. It's like she's saying, I mean, he's great. He's warm. He's somebody that either I loved, but I still have to walk away. Feminine, why is it that you're saying I have to walk away from him? We have got the 2 of Cups in the reverse because he's not my 2 of Cups. And why do you think that? We've got the Lovers. We've got the Devil. We have the Fool. And we have the World. Look, the Lovers is a card of choice. If he chose some other lover at some point, or she's under the impression that that's what he did, even if he had been dancing in the dark with her, but then or he went and danced in the dark with somebody else. I'm saying that as a euphemism. She's like, yeah, I'm taking a leap of faith someplace else. I'm starting my life over, and he's not going to be the player. He's not my leading man, leading woman. It doesn't matter what gender we're talking about. But today, and this is all because of the power of that full moon, he is aware of her finally releasing him, detaching, and she's actually happy about it. She's looking forward to meeting others. She may be having a little dance party with her fluffy white dog. Fluffy white dog is in both of these. So loyalty is her top priority, right? Whether she has a dog or whether this is just we need to note that loyalty is everything for her. And she's kind of like, excited at the concept of meeting somebody else, closing out a cycle with a person who she sees as having been toxic. And I have to say, I think loyalty was the question mark here. That's why she's saying, I'm over somebody who, I'm not even going to say that he was my 2 of Cups. He couldn't have been if he was out dancing in the dark with somebody else. Okay, so let's see. We got the Page of Cups upright. We got the Ace of Pentacles upright. It wouldn't matter if he's sorry now, is what I would say, because that door is closed. And it's like a little sign that says, new beginnings elsewhere. And if we go back, we already saw that for her. We saw him aware she's starting her life over. There's that same card, Ace of Pentacles. Door closed because she's opening up a new chapter of her life. And she's saying, I don't need his apologies. It wouldn't matter if he comes in to apologize. There's no way to reopen this door if he ended up in somebody else's arms. Hang on. Let's just bounce back over here and let's give him a chance to respond. Were you in somebody else's arms? Hey guys, so Anita, great to see you. Chris says, nice to catch everybody. Don Divine in the house. We got a Queen of Wands sideways. Okay, that to me, that already says, yep. We got the Hierophant in the reverse. We get the Hanged Man. Okay, so it may not be that he was out there being like, well, I like her, I'm sleeping with her, but I might also sleep with the Queen of Wands. No, there was a question mark about either a karmic or somebody he wasn't sure he was done with, right? Did he go back to somebody even though he was like, quote unquote, divorced? Did he return back? And so then it's like, well, it's not really like cheating because I was already kind of with her before. No, it's still freaking cheating. Come on now. We get the Fool and we get the Eight of Wands. It feels like he tested the waters by getting into a relationship with it, taking a leap of faith, offering her this rose, saying, I want to be with you, while still being unclear about whether or not he was really done with a Queen of Wands. Okay, so let me ask this because I'm a little pissy over this one. Why do you think you have a right to even be tapped into her energy? Because I'm hearing Tom Petty, don't come around here no more. Stop walking down my street. Who do you expect to meet? Don't come around here no more. Whatever you're looking for. I just did it. I just my way through this story. Why does he think he still has a right? He's like, I'm just so attracted to her. I want to marry her. Then why were you messing with a Queen of Wands and hanging around? I'm sorry, we're putting him in a hot seat right now. Seven of Wands, the Star, the King of Pentacles, something along the lines of, well, see, it was just hard for me to remove blockages, and I was trying to still heal stuff. Well, then you should have healed stuff and removed blockages fully and completely before you start trying something with another person, because it looks like you were not. I still don't see that this is honest. And the reason I say it's not honest is, yes, we get it. He was all crazy attracted to our lead character, feminine over here. We'll call her the High Priestess, right? But he screwed this up so royally because of this. This is why I say it's not honest. If you're hanging around, especially with somebody you're already done with, but you're not really happy with life, and there were all these logs that I had to read, and I could really be single, still heal things, or I was trying to distance myself. But I was effectively still giving elsewhere. Then you can't give to another person when you're still giving elsewhere. And unfortunately, she thinks that you were literally just cheating. What would you say in response to that? If you're over here cheating, Queen of Cups, Eight of Swords. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make it silly, other than remember these are fictional stories, but we're seeing this drama play out and it feels like a freaking soap opera. And it's like, but I love her. I hoped that she would understand that, I was still blocked, or I was, still stuck somewhere else. And, yeah, then I don't know why you were trying to move toward her and offer her that rose with that Fool card. You leapt toward her because you wanted her to love you, when it just feels like, I don't know, this with that Eight of Swords and her sitting there getting a text message, wanting somebody else to give you all of their love while you're on the other side of a fence, but you're trying to keep up some distance. I feel like she was at a distance from him, and that's what he thought he could do, is have like a lover's connection with her, then run back to wherever he was still at, still, discombobulating the problems in his life with that Queen of Wands, and then keep like a distance relationship going with her where he wasn't around. I don't know, he'd see her every 8 weeks or something. I'm just saying that because Eight of Swords, but keep her from knowing what was going on. Well, she thinks that you're a cheat. And effectively it was, even if it also kind of wasn't. You're still very much wrapped up in another connection, but having pretended that you weren't, that it doesn't bode well. So at this point, you think she has moved on from you good and proper. And at this point, she says, I've moved on from him good and proper. The one thing I will say is that this ended with, like, this is his legacy of her memory of him. Liar, liar, pants on fire. The devil. A lover who loved somebody else. Somebody who cheated. That's not good, especially if you actually had the utmost respect for her, especially if your intentions toward her were honorable, but your actions were not. That that literally is just one of those things that hang on just a second, I gotta tidy something up here. Sorry guys. So that seems to be the energy of he's leaving this mess, right? He's leaving this mess behind. And that's her memory of him. And she says she doesn't even need an apology anymore. She doesn't want an apology anymore. So I guess where we're at on the 7th then is if he understands that's it. That's it. She's gone. I can feel the change in her. I can feel that she's over me and I'm still stuck because she's still the one that I so very much wanted, right? She's still the one. But I don't see what you ever did to make sure that you fix things with her or that you did right in this connection. So I guess what is the big message here for the 7th? Is this just the awareness that he's big bummed? 3 of Cups. Is this that you're just watching her walk away and you know she's really freaking happy? There's that King of Wands again. What does that mean? You've come up as a King of Wands 3 times, but you also came up as a King of Pentacles when you were with the Queen of Wands. You've also come up as a King of Swords. There's that High Priestess again. I'm sorry, I don't know how to interpret this yet. I don't get, his mind is so murky to me in this story. I don't understand what he's doing here. He's feeling all these feels. He's sensing all these things about her. But I don't know what he's doing. 9 of Pentacles. It kind of is just that on the 7th, he's simply aware that she's free of him. It's that plain and simple. I'm aware that she's single, abundant, beautiful, loving her life. And either she's projecting that I'm writing a new book for myself kind of energy, but he still wishes that he was in her chapters of her life. But he's like, I can feel she's holding her head up high and she's done with me. She's the Sun. She's happy without me. It's that simple. There isn't any more, like he still wishes he was in her life. He sees what he could have had, but she's happy without me. Universe, do you want to weigh in on this at all? Because I just feel like what was the point of this, right? What was the reason for this as far as for her? Let's take a look at it like that. 5 of Cups. For her, it's just so she knows, don't think he's not going to cry over you for the rest of his damn life. Don't think that he doesn't know that he lost out on the king or queen of his life. Don't think he's not mourning you at this point with that 5 of Cups. Okay. And what's the big message for him in this like moment of real awareness? Princess of Swords. You've got a lot of things that you should learn from this. His lesson is, if he's gathering data, gathering information, this is kind of like the setting sun on this relationship. This should be a big learning curve for him. Maybe not to operate this way, like this anymore, because he just blew it with the person he really. And universe, what are the things he's supposed to take away from that? Princess of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles. The biggest message here is want to be with somebody and not give them loyalty. People as I should respect them. They have self-respect, and I should have respected her as well. She showed me what real respect is. She showed me she respects herself enough not to be a side dish. She showed me that she's walking away from me because loyalty was the, like the utmost of importance. if I respected her, I would never have tried to get with her while still having another scenario and try to keep that either like hidden from her or I'm saying that because of this card right here. Keep her as some long distance secret. That's the thing he needs to learn about. How do you treat somebody? You treat them with loyalty, and you should have started out with loyalty or not started it at all if you couldn't give loyalty. That from the very gate, if you're going to set up a storyline in a relationship where you show somebody, I want to be with you because I admire you, I respect you, you're the person that I want. Here's the reason he wanted her in the first place is because of this Nine of Pentacles. She has shown up in his mind as somebody that he actually does respect tremendously. So it doesn't mean that when you see something that you like, you're allowed to go into the store and steal it, because it's like, that's the greatest TV I've ever seen. I don't have the money for it, but I'm going to go in and steal it because, see, I'm honoring it, telling it, you're the best TV. That's why I want to steal you. Yeah, but you're not allowed to do that. You can't go steal stuff. You can't steal people's hearts. You can't have access to somebody that you think is wonderful and then imagine that, well, I only stole them because they're great. That's not how that works. You needed to earn the money and go in honorably and buy it when you really can do that. Or you needed to be single and start out honorably and pursue her with loyalty, not keep her as this thing that you tuck away someplace in secret and say, oh, I get to have her too because I really, really like her. That's not doing honor to her. And I think if that's basically, this looks like little greedy yams. That's his big lesson in this. You were real greedy for somebody that was absolutely fabulous, but that's also why you didn't deserve this person, because you didn't treat them like they were fabulous and like they deserved that kind of respect. You just cared more about acquiring this gorgeous, fabulous person. Yes, they will miss her for the rest of their life because they also blew it with her. Now, does this mean that there's no way that this could ever be fixed or resolved? No future is written. Characters get to make new decisions. But the message, at least as we see it, is that he's sitting in a whole hell of a lot of thought processes, right? And we saw that Eight of Swords right at the beginning. You're sitting and you're thinking and you're thinking. And what you got going on in your thoughts is not only, oh my God, I blew it, but also I'm supposed to learn something from this. Hopefully, if the universe is telling him this is what you must learn, hopefully he will. You know, sometimes we don't learn lessons until we make the mistake, until we take a look at what our behavior really was. Can we ask one last question and say, is he leaning toward learning this lesson? By the way, this one, oh gosh, this video is so long. Oh wow, Two of Cups in the reverse. I'm asking, will he learn this lesson? No. Judgment. Okay, yes. Whew, I was scared for a second there. I was like, oh my God, is he just going to try to say, no, lesson is she just wasn't the right one for me. That's not the case. We have the Judgment card. I actually don't think she's heard the last from him. I think he's going to realize I wasn't the mate that I should have been for her. Of course, she can't see me as a Two of Cups. I wasn't acting as a Two of Cups. A Two of Cups would have made sure that I would not have disrespected somebody that I respected so much. I wouldn't have tried with my greedy little hands to get her, but then keep her at a distance while I still had other things going. I would never have kept her in the dark about something and prevented her from making her choice about me. I'm the one that wasn't ready for a real serious, fair, balanced relationship based on equality. I was about yum, 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 give me what I want, give me what I want. And he's extremely sorry about this, or will be over time. If he's right now, he's just in the bummer energy. But if these are the lessons, and these are the lessons he's willing to actually learn, this is him at some point trying to reconcile with that. I sometimes the only way we can reconcile with something is if we stand up and testify. We say, I need to tell you, this is what I did in the past. I have to get this off my chest. I have to ask forgiveness for this because I'm aware of how I behaved. So she's not heard the last from him on this, even though we already saw her say, I don't need apologies. The door is closed to apologies. The door is closed right now. That is true. And she never has to deal with him again. But I'm just saying, in this storyline, someday, some way, that comes back around. Someday, some way, that comes back around. So, anyway, I'm going to leave this one here. Holy smokes. That one went on and on and on. We need to do a message for birthdays, but we're supposed to move on to the 8th. And so, even though this is a long video, I think we're still going to move with the message for the 8th as well. What is the energy for the 8th? Let me go ahead and move these cards out of the way. So I did not expect that to go so long. I thought we'd do a quick little thing for the 7th, and then like maybe it's going to be the reverse. Maybe the 8th will be the quicker message. What's the energy for the 8th? Because that's like a whole freaking story. Message for the 8th is Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, King of Pentacles sideways. I do not intend these two stories to be linked at all, but I will say the message for the 8th, and 8th is, 8 is a nice rounded number where, yes, I could see it being a day of balance. Maybe this is a continuation of her story where she actually is gravitating toward a new romance. We have love is in the air everywhere and all around. We have a day for 2 of Cups. Now, it doesn't have to be anything to do with those 2 previous characters from the 7th, but we do have a day for love. We have a day where 2 people are perhaps recognizing, I'm ready for something serious. I can tell that they're ready for something serious. It looks really good. It looks like the 8th could be a day for collaborating in love. 9 of Cups in the reverse. We have somebody who's either acknowledging, I'm no longer happy being single. Queen of Cups upright. She did show up as a Queen of Cups on the 7th. I feel like we have a message for a divine feminine for the 8th. She's realizing, she keeps being dressed in blue, by the way. So somebody could be wearing a beautiful like cobalt or cerulean blue outfit, dress, long coat, something like that. Blue is a color of wisdom as well. But we got blue all over. She's shifting out of green and wearing more blue on the 8th. But that could just represent that this is a message for a feminine who is having like this stark awareness that, you know what? I got something here really special, and I'm realizing I'm done being single. In fact, if I've met somebody that I'm attracted to, maybe she's been keeping herself busy and keeping herself in single mode for quite a while. This is very timely because we got the pumpkin over here. And I always think of this as somebody who like works at a, like a beer garden, or, October is Oktoberfest as well. But it's like, maybe she's gone to events and things by herself and it was always fun. And this year it's like, I don't want to go to an Oktoberfest by myself. Actually, I'm ready to stop, traveling the world solo, single. I'm ready to actually ask myself, I think I'm ready to give my heart to someone. It could be very serendipitous that either she meets somebody that is ready for her. Sometimes we find exactly what we want when we want it, when we need it. And it's almost freaky. I've had it happen so many times in my own life. Something that I actually needed, and then it like appears. I guess I shouldn't admit this, but I don't care. I'm all about goodwilling, and I'm all about things that I recycle and upcycle everything. Okay, so I got no shame. If I find stuff on the side of the road with a free sign on it and I want it, you better believe I'm taking that shit. Likewise, I put out my old shit with a free sign on it. I love the fact that we have so much stuff on this planet and we can share it back and forth. And when I don't need something anymore, I hope somebody else wants it, and vice versa. So I personally, I'm not about buying all new. I'm not about wasting money. I'm about using the items that have already been created on this earth. So I will say, this is actually, at this point, this is a new one, but originally many years ago when I started this channel, I was like, I need a different thing to clip my backdrops to. And I found in the dumpster of the place that I lived at, somebody had pitched this like Japanese room divider, this screen. And I was like, perfect. And it had like, somebody had like put an elbow through some of it, but I didn't care. I was going to cover it anyway. And it was so great because I literally thought the thought and I walked outside and they're in the dumpster. I totally would dumpster diving for it. There it is, standing up in the edge of the dumpster. I was like, I'm taking that thing. That's perfect. It's just what I needed. And I'm just saying, sometimes exactly what we need shows up. And I feel like this story says exactly what she needs shows up. Maybe she has the wisdom to recognize, I'm done being single. And then poof, here's a great person. Maybe he's been around all this time, but she was not able to see it. Or maybe it materializes because of the power of manifestation, or maybe it's the need. Sometimes we manifest better from our subconscious, from our actual need, from our raw authenticity that is buried somewhere deep in our subconscious. And keep in mind, we are in the midst of this full moon. The energy of the full moon is about 3 days. So the 8th will still definitely be rocking that super moon energy. But it's so interesting because it's like two people are ready to take the leap, the same time, same place, same moment, and they meet, and it's kismet. It's the alignment of the universe, but maybe we could say it's the alignment of their deeper selves. I just feel like that's a message for the 8th. That's amazing. If a character is really, truly, now here's the thing. I don't think stuff comes together unless it's like coming from the real, that sometimes we say we want stuff and we claim that we need it, but we don't. When we really need something, I think that's when stuff shows up for us. That's just me. I love sci-fi stuff. These are all fictional stories, but I actually do kind of think that there's this interesting, inexplicable way that the universe works, where when we really need something, we find it. But not if we're just like demanding it or craving it, but really we could probably do without it, or maybe we're supposed to work a little harder and find a different solution. To me, in my life, that's where I don't get stuff that I think I need, is if in truth I'm going down the wrong path and I should be needing something totally different. So it's like, why do we sometimes not have our wishes fulfilled? Because maybe what we're wishing for isn't right for us, whereas other times when it's exactly what we need, it shows up. So it's like having to be gracious enough to say, all right, I guess I'll have to trust in what shows up is meant for me. We've got the karma card. This is judgment. In any other deck, and we can literally see in this case it's a full-blown eclipse, but we got full-on moon and sun in perfect alignment. The 8th is a very special day. Even the fact that it's an 8 at all, and at the beginning I was like, okay, so we got some kind of like balance. It's a very special day. These two, think of what happens during an eclipse. Things align perfectly, right? The sun and the moon are effectively like blocking one another or in perfect alignment. It's perfect alignment for two hearts that actually are either ready for a union. Now, this could be, since it's judgment card, this could be two people that can finally come back together. Or this could be two people that are just both recognizing, you know what, I'm so ready for partnership now. And that desire, that need, that authentic preparedness is what, like magnets, they pull toward each other. But this is a day for partnerships, and it is like literally on the 8th, we've got partnerships being arranged, only because they're both in the same spot. He, by the way, is in green. She's in blue, and then if we look, he's in green here as well. So green is a color of heart chakra, blue is a color of throat chakra. He could be wearing green, or that just represents how much he's grown. We also have little touches of like burgundy or purple around him, which could be crown chakra. But God, this looks amazing. It's definitely a day for a partnership, and it's a day for what truly people's hearts want. That's what ends up manifesting. So powerful day. So careful what we wish for. All right, let me go ahead and get to a birthday message for the 7th, and then we'll do a birthday message for the 8th. All right, so here we go. We have got the Queen of Pentacles sideways for the 7th, along with the Knight of Coins and a Page of Cups. So a day of growth, but I gotta say, there's this slow moving energy, and I think it's on the Queen of Pentacles side. She's either, we got a lot of memories too. Somebody is watching this dude, and then we have this old photograph here, but we see the eyeball watching this masculine ride his bike. So Obviously, bikes don't go as fast as cars. By the way, watch out for cyclists. On the 7th, be careful for other people on the road. Don't get caught looking at pictures on a phone instead of paying attention to the road. There's something about, like, I think a Queen of Coins is either lost in a little bit of like reminiscence, or she's looking up an ex or somebody on the 7th, but it's maybe to even say, you know what, I wish you well, or you know what, I'm happy to see that person is making the progress that they need to. But as for me, I kind of think that with the little teacup here also, it could be a time where somebody remembers something, but they're also ready to have a new love story. This doesn't really look like a character who is putting themselves on hold. It's like, I loved them, I release them, I wish them well, but I'm ready for the new. I almost think that somebody could have like a little, farewell party in their mind for somebody. I loved you lots. I'm glad to see you're doing good, babe. I wish you well, but I'm going to actually have to let you go because I know it's time that I let new love in. So I kind of feel like this is a momentous, well, not even just day, but a momentous year for a Queen of Pentacles, somebody who tends to, like, when she loves big. When she gives her heart, she gives big. But it's also like, yeah, but sometimes what I'm supposed to give to somebody is just well wishes on their journey. And now I'm ready to move forward myself. I feel like she knows this is the year she lets go of somebody and is going to wind up in the arms of someone else. But it's actually very like a fond farewell. It doesn't look sad. All right. And then last but not least, let me go ahead and get a message for the 8th. Birthday message. Someone whose birthday is on the 8th. One more card. Okay. We have got the Justice. Ooh, a year of settling out. Like the universe is either bringing in karmic justice, or so somebody could also take belly dance lessons or feel way more body confident, rock those bikinis no matter what age bracket they're in. But there's a sense of balance coming in. Ace of Swords, Fool in the reverse. I gotta say, we've got somebody aligning their chakras in this next year. We've got a character who's like really blossoming in their own energy. This could be, obviously, we're in Libra territory right now. We start out with Libra right here. We also have Aries energy, but this is about like releasing things that are not gravitating toward us and feeling completely content with that decision-making process. If I'm waiting for something, I don't have to wait. I'm aligned. I can go ahead and say anything that isn't meant to be mine right now, I don't have to stress, because obviously it's not even on my docket. It's like, look, when I keep track of what I'm going to do next Monday in the members corner, I don't worry about next Monday today on this Tuesday, because my day is too busy. And so I only handle one thing at a time. And I've learned how to do that. Like, if it's not time to check emails, I don't check emails. I check emails like once a week, and that's it. I don't have time to devote to scrambling my day all the time. I don't look at my phone all the time. There's times of the day where I can, and the rest of the time, forget it. I compartmentalize because it's the only way I can manage all the stuff that I got to take care of. And that makes my life easier. And I think if a character is saying, I only deal with what's actually a part of my life right now, and if somebody else isn't a part of my life, guess what? I can do a solid for me by saying, then I don't need to worry about it, do I? A partner who's not here, a lover that isn't coming toward me, they don't have to take up space in my mind. I got way more exciting things to do. And that first and foremost has to do with me, my energy. So that's where I put my thoughts and focus. I kind of love the fact that she's like, it's the big lesson here is like, I know how to compartmentalize. I know how to spend my time dealing with what's in front of me when it's the right time. So kind of powerful energy on that character. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I cannot thank you guys enough. Can't tell you how much that actually helps a channel, not only mine, but any channel that you watch. Any of these free content creators like myself out there, we live and die by the, like our success of the channel is directly related to your guys' interaction and how that impacts the algorithm. So I cannot thank you enough for that. I'm so delighted to see you guys. NES, it's my pleasure, babe. Good to see you, hun. Chrissy, hi, sweetie. Lightning Cass, Caitlin B, Ken Ramey. Araceli Arredondo, wonderful to see you. Your name is so beautiful. I have to tell you, it feels like I'm singing. I love your name. It's so pretty. Isabel, so great to see you, sweetie. Deborah Abshire, hi, Dave. Happy birthday to you also, honey. Don Divine, amen. I agree with you. Michelle S., hi, honey. Sierra Clark, awesome to catch you, babe. Thank you, Chris says. Rachel's magic, hi, honey. Lisa Boyle, wonderful to see you. Courtney Walsh. I'm not surprised. I think that this whole community is filled with like-minded people as far as like, we all dig like everybody always asks where I get jewelry and stuff. And I'm like, well, much of it I find at yard sales and thrift stores because I tend to have like vintage style. I don't even have pierced ears. So I always, even if I buy jewelry, I always have to, like, these were not originally clip-ons. I have to turn them into clips. I like vintage and funky, and it's hard. I always try to like tag products for you guys, but it's really hard for me to sometimes find things because what I've got is so out of date. Sometimes I can find it or something so similar to it, like same brand but different style slightly. But it's really hard because so much of what I find is secondhand stuff. So yeah, I always like I don't know, stuff that's already here and stuff that already has like a story around it. I always think it's really cool. Hi, Wendy. Delighted you made a live, honey. Anna Voyle. I love that. Cobalt blue glass and butterflies to attract love. I love that. Delinda, so good to see you, babe. And yes, that's awesome. Toby, Luminous Marina, Becky O, Esoteric M. Nice to see everybody. Hi, Renee, Nor A, Hannaline DeKewitt. How are you, babe? Paris Jade Humphreys in the house. Hi, Goddess. Thank you, guys. Samonita, Susan April. Thank you, babe. It's really nice, Susan April Arts. I'm really pleased with where I live. It was a good move. Oh, it was a big, heavy move, but so well worth it. Jasmine Angel, Katie, Crystal. Oh, did it buffer a little bit? Okay. That was a long time ago. Okay. So interesting. So it did it once and then not again. That's a relief anyway. D. Rogers, hi. True Canadian girl. Nice to see you, babe. Robin's in the house. Nope. Tina. Christy Peruso. Tiffany, Divinely Protected Sag. Awesome to see you. Jenny Wren, thanks again, babe. Nikki O. And Sandra Luke, thank you so much. That was so generous of you. Shariza Ali, hi. Hi, Hetty. Carmel Neville. Champersink 79. Amani. Broken Beef for Bliss. Hi, honey. Happy full moon to you, too. Naomi Torres. Wonderful to see you. And thanks again, Lane Change, Crystal Suzanne, Jenny, Queen of Swords, AC. Nice to see everybody. All right, you guys, I will see you again in the zodiacs that I'll start getting to today, all right? Thank you, Isabel. Heather Cowdrick, hi, hun. Air Bubble, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Thank you for the thought. AJ, awesome to see you. Yeah, Annie S., we will definitely get started on zodiacs today. I'll probably do hopefully 6, but at least 4, if not 6. Secretly, I'm aiming for 7 of them, but we'll see. Because today I get to see somebody that I love very much, so I'm going to keep some time for that as well. Hi, Holly Light. Rand Thompson, hi. Rand Thompson is present. It's like it's roll call. Yes, Lightning Cast, I agree with you. Thrift stores are great. I love, I think we should bring back bartering. I think bartering is like amazing. All right, you guys, take care. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.